produce a lot, but you also give back a lot in terms of education and in terms of like using your production company to help young storytellers or becoming patrons of theatres to help kind of young actors. And I was wondering, like, when was that sense of giving back and education kind of instilled on you? Or was it something which you always just greatly believed in?
Well, I don't. To be honest, I don't really feel I have any right to. I haven't done nearly enough or been effective enough to give anything back. But what I do, someone once said to me, and I'm not. Again, I'm not. This is going to be an elevator metaphor, so just bear with me. But I don't feel at all that I have reached even the second floor, let alone the 50th floor. But someone once said to me, you have to send the elevator back down, and I don't. I mean, whatever it is, whether it's going to talk to whether it's a formal thing or just when someone comes to you and says I want to be an actor or I want to be a writer or I want to, and they're kids. It's a famous thing that actors and maybe writers, I don't know, will say, "Oh, don't do that. Oh gosh, no. Oh, you'd be mad."
Yeah.
And
what do you advise?
And in many ways, they're right.
Yeah.
Well, I advise. I don't say don't do that. I used to say, don't do that. It's miserable. It's insecure. It's horrible. It is the stupidest, most ridiculous. I mean, even if you were sitting here talking to a proper actor who was really actually successful and famous, whether they said it or not, they would say the same thing. For Brad Pitt, there is always, I can guarantee you, there is always an unachieved. There's always something else. There's always a worry. There's
a Sisyphus kind of.
Yes,
kind of
exactly.
Like,
I long to just be salaried and have a security in that way and know that I have a 9 to 5. But also I know that if I did that,
you'd be miserable.
I would be miserable, not because there's anything wrong with it, but because I'm just not wired in that way. So what I say to people, if they seek my counsel, which is ludicrous to me in the first place, is if you can think of anything else that you'd like to do more, or that fascinates you more, or rather turns you on more, then that's what you should seek out. Because I think what this job is, and what all of the jobs in the arts are they're not jobs. Most people have jobs and they have lives, but when you do this sort of thing, you don't have a life and you don't have a job. You just are. This is what you do. This is how it is. And so you have to, if there's anything that's more interesting or more exciting to you, then you should do that. But nothing has ever been more interesting or exciting to me than the being a jack of all trades, master of none thing that I described. So that's why I do it. It is practically insane. It's practically and rationally totally insane. But I really love it. So I carry on doing it. So that's what I say to people who want to know.
That's very wise and honest advice.
It's just that when you, I mean, I don't know about wine, but any pursuit that isn't that is self-fulfilling, it's self-driving is going to be tricky and sticky. But I do think it's worth it if there's nothing else you want to do more.
And as long as you're surrounded by the right people.
Yeah, well, that's a thing. So I don't know where we are in our incredible journey that we've taken from the Azores to Romania, but I have to say that people, the best thing to do is just to ask, just to never think that you know anything. Just ask lots of questions, and isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why it's wonderful to be here with you today, asking questions about wine.
And I think when I was younger, I had less confidence, so I would talk a lot, and now I'm like, oh, no, it's better to speak less and ask questions.
Well, yeah. It's wonderful because you for free you learn you surround yourself. If you're in, let's say you're Jancis Robinson, who I'm sure you know, but why? I mean, you are as learned, I'm sure, as her, but why would you not just sit and ask and ask and ask? What's wrong with asking?
Well, that's why I always have lots of older friends as well.
Right,
Because they've actually lived life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I think it just is odd to me that people. Maybe is it a British thing that we, or is it like an American? I don't know what it is, but some of us are really afraid to tell people that we don't know the answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love not knowing the answer. I never know the answer. It's great.